Okay, and here's a brochure. That kind of, I can grab that.
Oh,
Or
yeah, you're trash.
Sure, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, and here's a brochure that kind of explains how we work. Okay, no
So,
problem. Yeah, take
have a
care.
great
Okay,
day.
see ya. Come on
Okay.
in. Sorry for the bit of delay there.
Yeah, no problem. I'll give you that there.
Awesome, thank you.
Oh.
How was your drive-in?
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here for.
Yeah, I was looking, I think we haven't seen each other since November, maybe?
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, I kind of goofed up on the process of doing things. I didn't realize I had to do an affidavit when I sent in my papers.
Okay, so you did try to send in your papers already?
and then I waited 3 months, and I'm like, okay, nobody's getting back to me. So I phoned him, and he says, yeah, no, you need to redo it. So, which takes 20 minutes on the internet, obviously, but this I need to understand what I need to fill out. I think a buddy helped me out with this. I just kind of scribbled on some junk here, but because I'm ready to go, and I need to know who can notarize this, like if it's
Sure,
like
yep.
a town office.
Oh, I
person?
can probably notarize it, but
Yeah,
so.
okay. Yeah, well, whenever it's finished, but I just don't wanna drive back. I would prefer to do it in town, so.
So you have filed, you have given a copy of your statement of claim to the federal court? Or what have you done so?
Yes, but they had said I have to redo it, like refile it on the e-filing.
They told you that?
Yes, because I didn't finish it properly, like the affidavit here, so I need to send this in, like I need to have proof that I've served
it
this
on.
to the, yeah, with a courier, get it mailed off to the Canadian Space Agency.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, tried to file a statement of claim with federal court and it was bounced as first need to it's called serve, but serve
Yeah, yes.
mail. Statement of claim to space agency and then file on federal court e-file the statement of claim and affidavit of service. Okay. So yeah, have you mailed the statement of claim to the space agency?
Nothing yet, no.
Okay.
That's what I wanna do with this and attach all my papers to it, I brought them with me. Filled out Form 66, I think, according to what that thing says. Hopefully that's the correct information. And then here's my whole statement thing here.
Funny how bad timing the federal court's website's down right now, which couldn't be worse timing, but let me try to pull up the rules here. Federal court rules.
And I know there's a fee for that too, to get it notarized, right?
Oh, well, no, if I could notarize it, but I think it might be premature. I think we'll have to see here in a second.
Okay.
So, yeah, let's see what.
Or the thing, So the commissioners, same thing?
So like commissioners, yeah, lawyers can
Okay.
do
Okay,
commissioning.
like somebody at town office in Assiniboia could do that? Like,
Possibly, it
Okay.
depends, like, it is just like, yeah, it depends if they have that. But like the courthouses, lots of insurance companies,
Okay.
banks,
Oh, okay. So like I go to a bank in Assiniboia too?
possibly, yeah.
I'll phone around.
Phone
okay.
around,
Yeah,
phone around,
okay.
exactly.
Okay.
Normally, like, you shouldn't let someone charge more than like $20.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, I kinda checked with Google, they said
Yeah.
30
Yeah,
to 50,
yeah,
but something like
exactly.
that. Yeah, okay.
Okay, but let's see here, so,
So this is the whole statement, they're like just from what I think that I should be typing out, and then basically what I know, and what they're doing wrong, just some jibber jabber, the damage is done to me from this happening. I've got a huge list there. And then the personal letter to Lisa Campbell, I'm doing that, so take a picture of your window here. I love looking out the windows here.
okay, I see now, so this is your header. Okay, so this is your header, I see. So, federal court, general heading, Form 66, federal court between you and let me just pull it up. Can I write on here?
Yes, yeah, I have copies, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, wait, I got it all on the computer now. And what did you write there?
Yeah, maybe actually, I'm just looking here. Yeah, maybe actually this between, yeah, that's right. And here I think you would say statement of claim. You wanna say here, plaintiff, defendant. Then this, like, you don't need this. This is like the different options they were giving you.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't need any of that.
Okay.
But yeah, no, this is looking good. 466, notice of application, court file number, they'll fill that in, federal court between statement of claim. And I think, I think you would say. Okay. And yeah, like we were just carrying on. So yeah, okay. This is a notice of action, probably, yeah. What section did I just say? Okay. Actions, yeah, okay. Okay, so yeah, those are the things I think, so it'd be notice of action, so you could have probably left action, but anyway, notice of action, federal court between you and Canadian Space Agency. You'd wanna put over here, you're the plaintiff, they're the defendant.
Okay, yeah, cause this was the form that.
Yeah, exactly,
so just-
exactly,
okay,
yeah,
maybe just,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, and that is what I was just looking at, the form's just so hard to understand, you
Yeah, oh,
know,
yeah.
yeah, so that's what I was looking at here, yeah,
Oh, I see, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah,
yeah.
okay. But wouldn't they know that?
Yeah, but things
But,
get
yeah,
bounced,
okay,
yeah,
yeah, get mixed up sometimes.
yeah. And then these were examples, like if it was an application, if it was an appeal, so like you don't
Okay.
need to include that stuff, cause
Okay,
yours is
so
an
just this
action,
one,
yeah.
Okay,
Now that I think about it, which sometimes when you're suing the government, it's
Mhm.
like, does it get directly sent to the Canadian Space Agency or does it get sent to the Attorney General? Which is always. That might be something I suggest you could call and ask the registrar.
okay,
So like, I was just looking at another one, like when someone was suing, what's it called? Canadian Revenue Agency.
mhm,
Technically, it gets sent to the Attorney General.
okay,
So you could ask, call and ask federal court
mhm,
registrar, is the correct opposing party the space agency? Or is it, the Attorney General of Canada?
okay. Cause I would have to mail it somewhere too, eh? So I
Exactly.
need to,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's the thing. Who is the opposing party suing federal government, federal? Yeah, like here was someone, they were suing the space agency having to do with, I think, just like a labor dispute, maybe
Mhm,
they worked
mhm.
for them or something.
yeah,
But the named opposing party.
cause there might be a whole pile of different departments, eh? So,
Exactly.
yeah,
It's too bad the federal court website's down.
cause if she received it, she would just hand it over to her lawyers.
Legal team, you would think so, yeah. But, okay, no, I would suggest, call and ask the federal court registrar, is the correct opposing party the space agency or attorney general, and get address for service. Okay. Okay, so then you've got that, so we went through that, and then let's go back here. Yeah, so then you've got your statement to the defendant.
Mhm.
Good, statement of claim, okay, so this is the general heading, like Form 66.
Mm-hmm.
So this chunk
Okay,
is what goes in here.
okay,
Does that make sense? This whole chunk is Form 66. So like this all would go, but I guess, yeah,
but I can just leave it underneath, couldn't I, or does it have to?
I don't
fit
know,
in?
sometimes
Yeah.
they bounce things for very specific reasons, but anyway,
Oh, use, okay, use Form 66.
Like
But it
that.
doesn't say place it here or anything like that. It just
but
says
if you
use
wanted
it.
to do it more accurately, yeah, you could go, Form 171A, Rule 171, Statement of Claim, and then remove it from here, and this would go up, you know what I mean, this would go on the front, and then this.
Yeah, okay,
Okay, yeah. Yeah, and again, yeah, check and make sure that is indeed the
Mhm.
right address and right way to serve it. Issued by address of local registrar's office, so yeah, you're gonna have to pick a registrar's office. Like again, the federal court website's down, but you're gonna have to look on their website, and this is probably gonna be the registrar's office in Winnipeg, cause I think that's the closest one.
yeah.
Look on website, probably list, Winnipeg.
And that's for the registry?
Yeah, cause
Like
that
that-
would be like your local registry, like
Okay,
even though
yeah.
you're e-filing it, it still has to like have a home,
Mm-hmm,
kind of,
okay.
yeah.
So phone them?
Well,
Or-
look on the website and
Okay.
just, yeah, like cause it's telling you on the form here, again, I'm kind of
Mhm.
basing it off this form. It's saying registrar's office and address of local office.
Oh, so
they
that'd be
want you
Winnipeg,
to
yeah.
include, yeah,
Okay,
list Winnipeg.
I think that's who I've been communicating, cause when I phone,
Mhm.
that's the number on there. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
no, it says it tells me, there's a list, and I
Yeah,
click on
exactly.
Winnipeg, the closest one. Yeah,
Exactly,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And then claim, exactly, so then the next thing is the claim. State here the precise relief claimed in concisely numbered paragraphs. So that's
Mhm.
one thing is numbered paragraphs, so you've got number one. And then your signature.
Yeah, and some of these, see, how many number of paragraphs, cause that's basically all my documents. here,
Yeah,
You know,
so they do have to be numbered, like your
Mhm.
signature, this bit would come at the very end,
okay,
and, oopsie, and each paragraph has to be numbered.
mhm,
So that
Okay.
might be number one, number two, number three, this would come at the end,
okay,
very end. And then maybe, maybe this is 4, 5, 6,
okay,
they're not gonna look at links, at least at this point.
yeah, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so you need to kind of more concisely state it in
Mhm.
paragraphs.
Okay,
Yeah,
and labeling them, like,
exactly. So like, for example, here's like, okay, sorry. This is a bit different, but not quite, so.
page one, paragraph two.
Like, yeah,
type of thing.
number, like, it's just as simple as numbering each
Oh,
paragraph.
I see.
Number,
Oh, okay,
2,
okay,
3, and the idea is when you get to orally argue in front of a judge,
mhm,
then when you're arguing in front of that judge,
yeah, just-
you'll say, please refer to paragraph 4,
Yeah.
please refer to paragraph
Yeah,
5,
yeah,
whatever.
exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, they all need to be numbered. And then, yeah, and then you're gonna date it and sign it at the very end. Very end, date, sign, and then you need your address and telephone number.
Okay,
Telephone. Name, address, and telephone. You don't have a fax. No one has faxes these days. Yep. And you just say, yeah, signature of plaintiff, because you don't have a solicitor. Yeah, okay, so that's some amendments to do to the statement of claim.
mm-hmm,
Now, as you this service, exactly.
mm-hmm,
Reviewed.
okay.
Okay, so then, yes, affidavit of
Yeah.
service. It looks very confusing, but it's not as confusing.
Yeah, it's just, I noticed I probably leave some stuff out, yeah.
Sure, so,
Yeah, cause I scribbled this out, cause I think I leave that out, but,
so,
and I just randomly jumped on,
no, it's okay.
to give myself an idea.
Mm-hmm. So this general heading, this Form 66, what we worked through here
Mm-hmm,
has to be replicated. So every time it says general heading, use Form 66,
okay,
that's like this whole chunk of information.
okay, has to go here.
Yeah,
Okay, and how would I,
like if you can copy and paste it in
Okay.
your Word document, yeah. And then
okay,
your legal name, Mike Allen,
mm-hmm,
full name and is this the same version?
yeah,
Yeah.
I just made multiple copies.
Okay,
Yeah,
let's go
yeah.
through, let me even see if I can just print off a new one, so that's a bit cleaner.
Cause this is the way it shows up on the.
Yeah, I know. 146. 146. Yeah. So I could email this to you. Form 146 affidavit of service. So like I said, in here has to be this, insert the, what I'm gonna call is the heading,
Okay,
the, yeah. So then your full name's Michael?
Yep.
Michael's E-A-L?
AEL, yeah.
A-E-L.
Yeah.
Allen. Of the city of Assiniboia?
Yep.
O-I-A? Yeah. Of the country, is that really what they want? Of the province of Saskatchewan, country of Canada, swear that so you were right, exactly. A lot of this gets removed. So
Mhm.
assuming you're gonna mail it, I'm assuming you're gonna
Yes.
registered mail, yeah.
Yeah, courier, it has to go courier.
Sure.
Yeah, cause they need to, I need to have proof they
Proof that you
received
received it,
Yeah,
exactly.
they can just can't say, oh, no, I
Yeah.
didn't get it, or,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. So, there we go, for personal service by mail, there we go, so we're gonna delete all of this up to there. For personal service by mail. So this is where you'll fill this in later, but on blank date, so on the date you actually have proof that they received it.
Okay,
On blank at blank, I sent to, and that's where, yeah, you, after you call and figure out, is it the space agency or is it the Attorney General? Probably registered, you're gonna do registered mail. A copy of, exactly, and then point 2 here is what you were just saying, on blank day, I received the attached acknowledgement of receipt, so that's where, yeah, you'll go
like
back.
the courier would give me that, or?
So usually, what I've done, and you can ask like Canada Post when you mail it, usually Canada Post will give you that tracking number.
Yeah.
And then you can sign back on, there's like an online website for
Okay.
Canada Post where you can see the progress of the
Yes,
package.
okay, and keep track of that, or?
Exactly, and once it's delivered, then you could print that proof of delivery.
Yes, okay,
Now Canada Post
okay.
is going on strike soon, so maybe you're gonna be using.
Yeah, I'll use pre-later or whatever,
Yeah.
but yeah,
But ask them like, how do I get proof of it arriving?
okay.
I received the attached acknowledgement of receipt card, post office receipt bearing a signature that purports to be the signature of. Oh, but that's, okay, hang on. For service by mail, for service by fax, for service by courier, for service on party. I think that's actually the one you're gonna wanna use.
And will I be able to type my stuff in on this
Yeah.
form that you're sending me?
Exactly,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And I can just make a PDF and add it to this stuff too, and print it
Yeah.
off and all that other
Yeah.
stuff, yeah.
Okay, there we go. I served blank with
And when I'm transferring the Form 66 here, and attach it to this form, it'll stretch itself out?
yeah, it should.
Yeah,
Yep.
okay.
Yep.
I'll have to look on Google cause I don't know how to do all that stuff.
Okay, yeah, look on
Be a lot of
Google, yeah.
Training, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, now. Just give me 1 second to make this look cleaner. One second. Okay. Just do it. Okay, so there, I've cleaned it up a bit. Yeah, the main thing is, inserting that heading. And then, you're gonna, like you said, you're gonna mail the statement of claim to, and call the register and make sure, is it actually the space agency you're sending it to, or would it just be the Attorney General? And if it's the Attorney General, like, what's their address?
Okay. And then, so the Attorney General will get a hold of Canadian Space Agency, or how do you?
Like, they would, it's really a matter of, like, the lawyer, you know? Like, there's lawyers for the government who defend these actions. And so that lawyer would then correspond with the space agency,
Okay.
But yes, short answer is yes, and then, once you get confirmation that mail has been received, you would fill this out in front of a commissioner and then submit this along with the statement of claim, e-file it, to the federal court.
Oh, okay, so do all this first and then do the, okay.
Yeah. So, which I wrote down here,
So I do all of the paperwork, courier it. Have confirmation. E-file. Okay.
Now then the concern is always if something's wrong, the e-filing could bounce it and then you're starting again, fixing things, that's always the.
Yeah, I think I talked to somebody there, and he said, well, you haven't done your affidavit, and then I think, he mentioned the form, whatever, but because they need to have confirmation, like you said, and then they send me the link and I have to pay
Yeah,
a certain
that's right,
amount.
yeah, yeah,
After I've done the e-file, they send me a link and
yeah.
then okay.
Okay, client brought in, federal review corrections or on document, edited affidavit. Okay. Unless you have questions, I'll let you go here.
Yeah, just the last one here and that's it. Just, I'm not understanding this. What
Oh,
you wrote here.
yeah.
So that's my pages? Is that
So,
what you're
like,
saying?
what I'm suggesting, let's see here. Let's say you try to fill it in here. So, let's fill in the Form 66. 1 second. Okay, so I think it's gonna look like this. It's gonna look, yeah.
So the defendant is gonna be, it could be the Attorney General.
Correct,
Okay.
exactly,
Okay.
exactly,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So. Sorry, I'm just thinking here. Can I see this? Here, so you'll get a court file number. And then you'll put that in there. What, you won't have a court file number yet though, actually.
No.
So that's what's weird.
Yeah, cause we may not go to, you mean if we go to court or?
Well, I mean, when you're served the statement of claim,
Mhm.
you're gonna send the statement of claim. So the-
E-filing.
But the
Right.
register told you first mail the statement of claim before e-filing it? I wish I had the access to the, that's what seems odd to me. Most of my experience with federal court is judicial reviews where first you file it. So it's
yeah, well, cause that's what I know there was some of them, you know, cause like how am I supposed to know numbers when I haven't even done anything yet, you know, so.
Let's see if we can call, although they might be down right now. make sure you use your legal name all the time.
Okay, yeah, Michael instead of Mike, yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
That's important, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and you don't need your address in this, they just want the name. So
Okay.
you don't need to list your address here, it's just the name. And again, this might be, yeah, exactly, good, yeah. So. And this is where it could be either Canadian Space Agency or.
Could I put both or no? Or would that work? No.
I would say make sure you fit, yeah. As registrar. And then you would say defendant. Okay, so that's really, yeah, they make it more, make it seem more complicated than it has to be. Yeah, so that's kind of the form text of document.
Okay, it would not necessarily be the Attorney General. I just asked. If you sue the Canadian Space Agency, it would not necessarily be the Attorney General of Canada who would be the direct dependent.
Okay. I'd still call and ask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. A separate, yeah, it's a separate legal entity, not an agent of Her Majesty.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, and I would say like confirm with registrar process of first serving OP and then filing. Okay, but yeah, so I've kind of done an example here. I filled this out. I will email this to you.
Okay, and so, to get it notarized, do I have to make an appointment to do that if I need to come here?
No.
Because what I would like to do, once I get this all finished, I could email you it all, and then you can just say, yeah, it's good, and I can come in and.
You would need to book an appointment then. Yeah, you would need to book an appointment.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't do document review over email, but if it's just a matter of notarizing, honestly, you could find someone in Assiniboia. I'm sure you could.
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, because it makes no sense driving 2 hours.
Yeah, I'm sure you could find someone.
Okay.
You're probably right. Probably at the town.
Yeah.
If there's a bank.
Yeah, they got 3 or 4 banks there.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Cool. Well, that's lots.
Okay, Allen, affidavit.
Lots of work to do again.
Yeah, and.
Just changing things, it's not a lot of work, just changing time-wise.
Okay. Oh, for sure. And like, they're not easy processes. Federal court is very specific. Very specific. Like even as a lawyer, I've had my applications bounced numbers of times, which is what's frustrating. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good. Well,
Okay.
thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, and I'll email that to you right away.
Yeah, awesome.
Okay, take care. Yep, see ya. Bye.
Alright, thanks guys for watching. I'll get this all tuned up right away. Thanks a lot.